beauty standards.
Oh,
We talked a little bit about this. This got brought up at the beginning. How does that tie into femininity?
Sorry, I'm very into this idea because I do.
Oh, wait.
We talked a little bit about this. This got brought up at the beginning. How does that tie into femininity?
Sorry, I'm very into this idea because I do think it is one of the larger intersections that just doesn't get very discussed, which is, like I was talking about before, barriers and friction are placed up around bodies. And the fatter I get, the older I get, the less people will listen to me, the less value I will have for society. So, you know, I'm already starting out as a woman with no legs. If I had something on my face, I have my beauty. That's one of my privileges. I have my whiteness. That's one of my privileges. I used to have thinness, and now I'm getting fatter. Things are changing. And I think every single time that we talk about feminism, pretty privilege should be discussed because we have these ideas. If your skin tone is this, if your hair is this, if your body looks like that, it's about whether or not you are given an equal opportunity based on what you look like.
I saw it.
I think a lot.
What does any of that have to do with feminism?
Or what the hell she asked? I was waiting for her.
She's talking about the beauty standard. She's talking about the beauty standard. I don't think a beauty standard has anything to do with feminism anyway.
She just wants people.
She's crying fucking victim.
It's not relevant to what she asked.
She's playing fucking victim.
And all those things that she mentioned, she's saying, "Oh, that makes me of less value to society." No, it just makes you less attractive in your dating pool, not less value to society. Society doesn't.
I mean, pretty privilege is a thing.
It is,
but it exists with men and women. You know what I'm saying? Everybody,
type of thing you could think of has a privilege.
Everything she listed happens with men as well. Besides the fact that they're not a fucking woman. Well, I mean, I don't know at this fucking point, but all she did was just cry fucking victim.
Yeah, I was confused.
A lot of times the women that complain about beauty standards don't complain about them when they got privilege, when they were young and attractive and thin. So it's like, yeah, you're complaining when the privilege is gone, but privilege is invisible to those who have it. And women, it's a privilege. And men don't turn 18 and get looks that we get.
As a Black woman, one of the most integral parts of the beauty conversation has been colorism. I'm a dark-skinned Black woman, proud of it and proud of being myself. For the most part, I did not. Why am I going to cry about this?
Well, why is your hair blonde?
I did not grow up thinking I was beautiful because I was that. And I think in the Black space, we have these conversations.
The colorism shit too, like she's talking about on a societal level, but colorism impacts. You're not gonna know shit about this, but it's just colorism as far as Black folks. Black people are guilty of doing that shit to Black folks more than anybody. Colorism exists within Black folks more than the societal level. Like,
what do you mean?
Like a light-skinned Black person, dark-skinned Black person, they
giving each other shit.
Yeah, give each other shit. You know what I'm saying? That happens more within the Black community than anything. So
yeah, I think it happens both ways, right? I think it's like what was that video we were watching of like the lip gloss trend and the hair trend? It's like it happens both ways. Yeah. With the blonde wigs and the whatever. I mean,
like the Eurocentric type of thing. That's like the beauty standard or whatever the fuck, man. But
I don't even know what that is.
Like the
European?
Yeah, like the blonde, blue-eyed white girl is like the fucking beauty standard.
But it's really not because now it's like all about the big booty and being curvy, and so it's changed. It hasn't been that like the thin, tall, blonde, like that hasn't even been the beauty standard in a while. So I'm sick of people crying fucking victim, man. So all it is, it's like you got feminism. It's the difference between men and women, and everybody just finding an opportunity to pour out their fucking sob story and try to associate that shit with feminism, and it's fucking whack. Like fucked up shit happen to every fucking body. Either you deal with it or you don't. Let's talk about the points.
You know what I'm saying?
Like they're talking in circles.
Facts. They all got different interpretations of what the hell's going on. There's no like blanket definition of what they're all addressing, so they're just talking past each other.
But I think I'm glad you're bringing it up because I think feminists actually really should be part of the colorism topic because colorism is not just shades within being black. It's shades because again, the beauty standard is the closer to whiteness you are, the more beautiful you are. I think it's something that if more people in different shades, particularly white women, because of knowing that standard, and we work together on that, then we'd have a lot, I think, something we can unify.
She's stuck on the way she feels about it more than society is. Like, it's affecting her mentally. Once she gets past that.
Because that's her belief system. Like, that's been ingrained in her, so she believes that, but that's not even the case. I feel like white people go tanning literally all day to try to.
I was watching something. No. I was in Greece, and there was these dark skinned ass black dudes. I may have told you the story already, but they were like selling jewelry. You know what I'm saying? And they were talking. One of the dudes was telling the story about how he was trying to give jewelry to this white woman, and she wasn't trying to she wasn't fucking with him and shit, like on some racist shit. That's what he felt. And he got pissed, and he's like, look at all this tanning you doing and shit. Like, you have to work to look like that. I look like this, naturally. You know what I'm saying? So, he was like talking shit, like, you gonna look down on me, but you trying to be me and shit.
I mean, all that, that white people do all that, trying to get more color, try to get a bigger butt.
It's like ass backwards.
Right.
Yeah.
And we work together on that, then we'd have a lot, I think, something we can unify on, but also something that we can make strides in right now that I'm just not seeing. And it's only, again, that's why people feel like you have to be a black feminist, because it's a topic that only really black feminists are talking about because it deals with being black.
How do beauty standards make you feel, Morris?
I mean,
do you think there's a beauty standard? With the big butt and big titties and shit, I guess. But I just saw this stat, man. They said Pornhub said that no. Hooters is about to go out of business.
I saw that because
titties ain't popping no more.
Yep, I saw
there's
that.
Breasts are the least fucking looked up.
I mean, I think a beauty standard is a thing, but I think it's a dumb question. How do you feel about it? Who cares how you feel about it? It is what it is.
Yeah.
How you feel about it doesn't matter.
Yeah. How does the standard affect you individually?
Or there's a standard of excellence of being smart, right? Or being athletic. Just because I'm not athletic, it would make sense. It would make sense if your trade was fucking sports. All right, you need to be athletic, but that don't apply to you. Then what the fuck is a big deal? Yeah, you're not a model. You don't need to be a 10.
Kind of what you're saying, Antonia, as a Black Latina woman in my community, right? I grew up and I was ugly, right? That's what I was considered. I was not considered beautiful. Of feeling ugly, but also being told I was, right, had a lot to do with what is believed in my community, right? Colorism is one of them. And so to say, I'm gonna redefine beauty for myself, and to say I own myself and I get to decide what's beautiful, right? And I get to decide what I want to wear and how I want to wear it, and I don't need to, right? It's almost a repelling, right? I'm like, no, you know what? I am beautiful. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna feel myself, because if no one else is gonna feel me, it's on me to feel me too.
I gotta say, though, I did grow up being referred to as very beautiful for a woman with a disability. And that, to me, always fed this idea that disability doesn't mean beautiful. I am in some form of exceptionalism, which I then had to keep up with forever. So it's I got this thought as I started to age, you can have no legs, but you better not fucking get fat. And so this idea that, there are certain people who are beautiful and certain people aren't, and that inherently holds value.
Everybody goes through that.
Aging.
I think, find it in yourself, yes.
And
Jordan?
Beauty standards are toxic bullshit hierarchical nonsense. And I say that as someone who's...
Come up with all these words.
Toxic bullshit hierarchical nonsense, though. The hierarchy has established the beauty standard.
It's just throw out all the words. The beauty standard is always changing. It used to be the big boobs. It used to be the thin look. It used to be the blonde hair. Now it's looking exotic is that's the beauty standard now. Don't you feel like?
I mean, I guess, but I don't really think there's a beauty standard though.
Yeah,
it's
what
like
everybody likes something different.
But like it's a victim card though. It's like to me, it's like they want this mediocrity type of thing. Not mediocrity, but like equity type of thing. Everybody wants to feel the best, regardless of the situation. Like beauty standard is this. They think the beauty standard is this, so I'm ugly, but I don't get treated as like they do. But it's just the way the world is. You know what I'm saying? Like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, there's always gonna be somebody prettier.
There's always gonna be somebody prettier than you. So I mean, this motherfucker is definitely not anything like a fucking standard. But I'd imagine he wants to feel that, or she wants to feel that. This motherfucker here, the red, the one that said the hierarchy bullshit.
Well, yeah, when it's not you,
Yeah,
right?
then it's a problem.
Yeah.
Spent over a year collectively of my life in eating disorder institutions because I have tried to put my body through hellish things to meet these beauty standards, which more often than not are not based in reality. They're typically trends, they're created to push things, they're extremely useful for marketing, but they don't serve anyone's health, they don't serve anyone's self-esteem. They only act to try and tell us that there's a allegedly right way to have a body, and if you don't occupy that space and have that body, then you're a piece of shit.
But that's incumbent upon the person though, because that means that
that's the meaning you assign to that.
Yeah, it's like if you allow society to force you this way, then that's a you problem, because that just means you sheep. You following trends and shit.
But not even that. If you look in the mirror and you don't like your body, so you push your,
Yeah, but that's on you. That's on you. But he's comparing it to standards.
But
you don't live up to these standards.
Exactly. But it's not. It's you as a person. You look in the mirror. You don't like what you see, so you put yourself through, whatever you do.
But that's different. I respect that because you realize faults in yourself. But if you're putting yourself through this shit because you're trying to keep up with the Joneses and keep up with this so-called beauty standard, that's on you. Like you sheep.
But it's like, okay, I don't like how I look, right? I want to change it, but I failed at changing my body. So now I'm gonna cry victim. Now fuck the beauty standard, the hierarchy, the whatever the hell, like. Yeah.
And then like that's a cop out. It's a cop out excuse. Like you overweight and shit. Like
I hate hearing all of the talk.
Yeah.
Which is absolute nonsense. And there are way too many women and men in the world who end up doing terrible things to themselves because they fall into this trap of thinking that you have to be this way. And if you aren't this way, then there's something inherently wrong at your core, which is nonsense. You're perfect the way you are.
That's a cat.
You're
not perfect the way you are. You're not. If you're overweight, you're overweight.
If you think that is your first problem. You need to work on your mindset if you think you're perfect.
That's everybody's problem.
Always be aiming to get better. In life, if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not getting better, if you're not on the journey of improving, you're literally decaying. You're dying. You're going the opposite way. So
it causes complacency, and you don't fucking grow.
You die.
Exactly.
Literally the core of it. You are perfect the way you are. And anyone who tries to tell you otherwise is feeding into this industry and is just, they are not your friend or looking out for you.
You need to fucking lose weight.
I was going to say, beauty in the industry is exploitative. But also we have to remember a lot of the beauty standards are based around health, what's perceived as health, like symmetry, certain weights, things like that. So there is that side where we have to balance it, and I think we're seeing so much more representation, which I think is incredibly important.
Well, I just think that if women really cared about beauty standards, the obesity rate wouldn't be what it is.
But what about
trying
you?
to attain the beauty standards. I just think some people are more attractive, some people are less attractive, and that's just. Where would I rate myself 1 to 10?
We're not rating. It's okay.
That's what I mean. I just think some people are more attractive.
So if you are overweight, you don't care about beauty standards.
Well,
is that right?
The point is that the beauty standard is thin, right?
Your standard?
But obesity comes from men and women, though.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. But I'm saying if women really wanted to fit the beauty standard, they would be thin.
I know. From my experience as well, is growing up again in a mostly white neighborhood but I was always comparing myself to literally.
Always bringing throw out all the cards, right? Underprivileged, no money, colored, fat.
Overweight, fat, woman. You want to just do what you want to do. And
all Pearl said is, look, if this is the beauty standard that society says being thin, you can control that. You can become thin. But some people are just ugly.
Don't want to be fucking thin.
I mean, but I'm saying you can't. You look how you look. I mean, you can get, plastic surgery, which is what a lot of people are doing, but.
The other people who have a different body type, but I was considered other or to something because it didn't conform to that body type. When that same body type became popular, with Kim Kardashian, the Kardashians who are different, right, than me. Let's just say are different skin color,
You trying to
right?
say you got the same body type as Kim Kardashian?
No, I think she said she's different.
Because she's black. She's talking.
She's saying like being curvy like used to not be a thing, but now since the Kim K era, that is the thing.
But that's entirely different than what the fuck she like. She's clearly overweight. Yeah. She's trying to fit herself in that fucking mold. Like, come on, man, keep it 1,000.
It got nothing to do with you, first of all.
And there's a lot of animosity in a lot of Black communities of the fact that when it was on Black skin, it was an issue, but when it was on Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians, it was $1 billion business.
Yep. Our time together has almost come to an end.
Yeah, that was.
All I heard was victim, 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 victim. Mm-hmm. Delusion, 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 delusion.